Sam North East fell just short of a second 100 in 2 LV County Championship innings as Kent and Surrey shared the spoils on an intriguing opening day of their match in Guildford. On a humid day, Gary Wilson decided to make the most of the conditions with the ball, only to see Daniel Bell-Drummond make a solid start to his innings with some neat early boundaries. He lost Rob Key at the other end though, after he was forced to retire hurt after Matt Dunn struck him in the groin. A brief visit to the Royal Surrey County Hospital confirmed that everything was where it should be, and the Kent skipper returned to the ground later in the day. Bell-Drummond was out for 15, while Ben Harmison lived something of a charmed life. This edge off Tim Linley fell just short of the slips. This well-judged leave off the same bowler saw the ball dart back and missed the top of the stumps by a fraction, while Linley put down a tough chance off his own bowling to offer Harmison a life. Harmison did play some good shots as well, however, as he and Brendan Nash began to get their side on top in the early stages. When Linley changed ends, Harmison was able to get the ball to the boundary as the home side didn't take full advantage of the conditions. Nash played the cut shot especially well after Wilson gave the ball to Jason Roy as early as the 22nd over, by which time 80 runs were on the board. A good start was crucial for two teams still with an eye on promotion this summer. Surrey's excellent recent form, which has seen them win 3 of their last 4 outings, has them only 5 points behind second place Hampshire, while Kent, with 2 games in hand, are 40 points behind their opponents here. Gareth Batty was brought into the attack before lunch, and he struck with his very first delivery thanks to a smart bit of keeping from Wilson and a slip from Nash, who was stumped for 38. Kent went to the break on 115 for 2, and then North East began to develop the innings of the day, an important one for his team. The 24-year-old had an unproductive start to this campaign, but a successful spell in the second team has worked well for him. He scored 300s in 4 outings for them and then struck an unbeaten ton in his last championship innings in the win over Leicestershire at Grace Road. His newly found confidence was in evidence in Guildford as he began to dominate the scoring in partnership with Harmison. The left-hander was approaching a 50 himself as he and North East added 64 runs for the 3rd wicket in 15 overs. But on 48, Harmison missed a straight ball from Dunn to end an innings which had lasted 2¼ hours. A Surrey match with Linley in the team always gives us the opportunity to show you one of his excellent appeals. This was his best of this day. Darren Stevens rightly survived that, while at the other end, North East eased to his half-century with this single off Stuart Meeker. The batsman had used up 88 balls and had hit 7 fours and a knock, which was showing a lot of promise and keeping his side ahead of the game. Stevens too is in an excellent run of form. He's a man who shows that age, up to a certain point in any case, is no barrier in this sport. He played within himself here, making 34 of a 4th wicket partnership of 63 runs, which had the total up to 230 for 3 after 61 overs. Disappointingly, Stevens was out before tea, Meeker finding the edge of his bat to have him held by Roy. 6 more runs were added before the break, and after it, Sam Billings was quickly into his groove off both pace and spin. Wilson's decision to bowl first earlier on hadn't fully gone to plan, as the Kent batsman continued to build what should be a competitive total. Much of that has to do with North East, who had his eyes on a second successive century. This school ground is one which gives batsmen lots of value for their shots, and North East was playing plenty of them as he moved into the 90s after adding another 56 runs for the 5th wicket with Billings. But North East knock was to end on 91 when Roy found lots of movement through the air to trap the batsman on the boot in front of his stumps. Key now came back in and received a similar ball first up, but one he was able to drive on the full for 4. But a paddle off Zafar Ansari brought about his downfall as he went LBW for 7 with a total on 291 for 6. It was Evans-Stevens at this stage, and with the second new ball soon due, Surrey may have been hopeful of getting through the Kent tail, but Billings enjoyed the harder, shinier cherry and played some handsome shots to ensure that his team would finish the day in a strong position. They needed to post a big total though, with a number of the Surrey batsmen in excellent touch at the moment. They also included Tilakaratne Dilshan, who's returned to the county after playing for his country in some one-dayers. He may get his chance to shine on day 2, but for now it was Billings who was becoming the star. After taking a number of boundaries off Dunn, the keeper reached his 50 off 83 balls shortly before the close. It was only the second half century of the LV County Championship summer for Billings, who has a chance of recording his best score in Championship cricket on the second day of this match. Callum Haggett, playing his first game of the season, stuck with his partner for an hour, in which they added 51 runs together. Haggett had made 15 of those when he nicked off to Linley, with 3 overs of the day remaining. They were safely negotiated by Billings and Mitch Claydon as Kent ended on 351 for 7, a score they will be happy with after being put in. They will hope to get beyond 400 on the second morning, with Billings starting again on 57, needing 11 more for his championship best.